Breaking news, please like, share, subscribe. The United Kingdom is currently experiencing a period of intense political, economic and social change as the country moves deeper into 2026, with several major developments dominating public discussion and online trends. The Labour government, led by Prime Minister Keir Starmer, is under growing pressure from both within and outside Parliament, as critics argue that public trust is being tested by difficult economic conditions, rising living costs and controversial policy decisions. While the government continues to present itself as stable and reform-focused, many voters remain frustrated by slow improvements in wages, housing affordability and public services. Inflation has eased compared to previous years, but everyday expenses such as rent, food and energy remain high for millions of households, keeping the cost of living crisis at the center of national debate. Strikes and industrial unrest have reduced compared to 2025, yet public sector workers, including healthcare staff, teachers and transport employees, continue to warn that funding gaps and staff shortages are far from resolved. The National Health Service remains one of the most talked about issues in the country, with long waiting lists, pressure on emergency departments, and mental health services creating concern across England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The government has promised structural reforms, increased digital services, and recruitment drives, but critics argue that change is too slow to be felt on the ground. Politically, the rise of smaller and populist parties is reshaping the UK's political landscape, weakening the dominance of the traditional two-party system and increasing voter volatility. Immigration remains one of the most sensitive and polarizing topics, with public protests continuing in several cities over asylum accommodation, border control, and community impact. These demonstrations have sparked strong reactions online, with debates over national security, humanitarian responsibility, and social cohesion dominating social media trends. The government has responded by tightening certain asylum processes while also emphasizing legal migration routes and international cooperation, though public opinion remains deeply divided. On law and order, a major announcement has captured national attention, with plans to create a new centralized national crime body designed to tackle serious organized crime, terrorism, cybercrime, and large-scale fraud under one unified structure. Supporters argue this will modernize policing and improve coordination across regions, while critics fear over-centralization and potential civil liberties concerns. Crime related to online scams, identity theft, and AI-enabled fraud has increased sharply, pushing authorities to accelerate digital security laws and enforcement strategies. Artificial intelligence itself has become a major policy focus, with new laws targeting the misuse of AI technology, including deepfake abuse, online exploitation, and illegal content generation. These measures are being presented as necessary to protect vulnerable people and keep pace with rapidly evolving technology. Economically, the UK high street continues to struggle as several well-known retail brands face store closures, restructuring or financial rescue efforts. Changing consumer habits, high business rates and online competition are forcing traditional retailers to rethink their models, while some town centres experience rising vacancy rates. At the same time, parts of the economy linked to technology, green energy, defence and professional services are showing resilience and growth, offering a mixed picture of recovery. The housing market remains another major concern, with prices stabilizing in some regions but remaining unaffordable for many first-time buyers. Rental costs continue to rise, particularly in urban areas, increasing pressure on young people and low-income families. The government has promised new housing developments and planning reforms, but delivery remains a key challenge. On the international stage, the UK is attempting to rebalance its global relationships. A recent diplomatic push towards improving economic ties with China has sparked debate at home and abroad, with supporters arguing it could boost trade and investment, while critics warn of security risks and ethical concerns. At the same time, the UK continues to position itself as a strong ally of Western partners, maintaining defence commitments and sanctions related to ongoing global conflicts. support for Ukraine remains a key foreign policy priority, with continued military assistance, training programs, and humanitarian aid being highlighted as evidence of the UK's international role. Defence spending and military readiness are trending topics as global tensions remain high, and discussions around national security are increasingly prominent in political speeches and media coverage. Climate and weather issues are also gaining attention, with recent storms, heavy rainfall, and flooding warnings reminding the public of the growing impact of climate change. Infrastructure resilience, flood defences, and emergency response planning are being debated as extreme weather events become more frequent. Environmental policy, renewable energy investment, and net zero targets continue to divide opinion, with some calling for faster action and others warning about economic costs. Socially, debates around free speech, online regulation, and public protest rights are intensifying as new laws and enforcement measures are introduced. Digital platforms are under pressure to tackle misinformation, hate speech, and harmful content, while concerns remain about censorship and transparency. Education reform, youth employment, and skills training are trending topics as the government promotes vocational pathways and digital skills to prepare the workforce for future industries. Cultural and historical events continue to bring moments of national reflection, with commemorations and public ceremonies highlighting the UK's past, while current leaders attempt to define a new direction for the country. Overall, the latest UK news reflects a nation navigating uncertainty, transformation, and debate, with politics, the economy, technology, and social issues all intersecting in ways that are shaping public opinion and trending conversations across the country right now. Please like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel, and click the bell icon to see the next video.